Hi guys, welcome to Punis Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. Sun is exalted right now, but Sun will make its move on 15th of May from the sign of Aries to the sign of Taurus. This will make Sun go out of the sign of exaltation, go out of its power, but this time it goes in the natural second house, and therefore Sun will try to check for the resources that it has, and it will try to execute what he is there to execute. Sun will be 10th from the sign of Leo, which means that for the own self, for the own home, for the own territory, for its own expectations, Sun will make a lot of karma. Sun will do a lot of karma, and Sun will take a lot of decisions. He will make up his mind to decide on some concrete factors, and some bold decisions will be taken by the Sun, who is the king, who is the soul, who is you, who represents your confidence. So what it will do to your horoscope, let's try to discuss that in details. But before that, do not forget to hit like, subscribe and share, and hit the bell icon so that you never miss another update. And I have created a channel where I will upload short videos like less than 3 minutes, sometimes like YouTube shorts. Those are astrology shorts. Do follow that. That will also give you an interesting take on topics which are recurring, which can be covered in such short span of time. The link of that channel is also in the description box below. You can follow me on social media, and if you want to take my consultations, you can drop me an email. The email ID is in the description box below. So let's continue with Sun transit in the sign of Taurus. So I have the Sun here in the sign of Taurus at 0 degree 15 minutes in Kritika Nakshatra. Now if you see, Sun is along with Venus, it is with Rahu, and it is with Mercury. Sun finds Mars second from itself in the sign of Gemini, and this Mars actually protects the house which is 8th from the Sun. This particular feedback by the Mars protects anything that is obstacle, that is a difficult situation for the Sun, because that's the 8th house. Also 8th Lord Jupiter aspects the same Mars, giving the proper feedback to Mars. This means any kind of negative events, any kind of disturbance created for the Sun will be protected by Mars. Mars is aggression, so this means that things will be dealt with aggression, things will be dealt to bring a change. This creates inner conflict in the family, conflict at your home. So there can be some conflict of interest between your family members, between the country, and between the society. So we have to be very, very cautious on that angle. Aggression, temper should be controlled. Confidence should not be allowed to dip at this time frame. But one good thing is that Venus, which is the lord of the sign of Taurus, is actually with Sun. This gives a great strength to the Sun, because Sun is in the house where house lord is already placed. This gives Sun the ample amount of resource, ample amount of opportunities. But how do you use this opportunity? What is your approach will be the biggest deciding factor in this case. If you see, Venus is not only close with the Sun, but is also very close with Rahu. So on one hand, Venus will encounter Sun, on the other hand, Venus will encounter Rahu. This may baffle Venus a bit. Now Venus is definitely the 6th lord from the sign of Taurus, which means impact of enemies, impact of prarabdha, impact of duties on the life. So Venus will ask Sun or request Sun to fulfill his duties. That means the Sun has to fulfill the duty of the house, his duty as a king, his duty as the family head, and his duty as your soul. So it means that you will have to protect yourself, you will have to find ways in order to not be insecure. But if you are facing any kind of insecurity, if you're facing any kind of difficulty, then you have to protect yourself, and you have to decide your right approach towards that. Dharma should be followed in this case. Dharma is not religion. Dharma means what is right and what is wrong. Sun will find Saturn 9th from its own position. So in the dharmic position of Sun, what is the dharma of the Sun? Dharma of the Sun is to be like a king, to fulfill the duties of a king, which means your soul calling will be very strong, the gut feeling will be very strong, the inner strength will be very strong at this time frame. And your duty will be to listen to the elders, listen to the head of the family, listen to the king, but in a very positive and adharmic way, following the path of dharma. With Saturn going retrograde on 23rd of May, for which I will make another video, Sun will find Saturn taking some sharp measures to fulfill this dharma. So Saturn is also retro. Retro is focused. Retro is unfinished task, fulfilling the unfinished business, unfinished promises. So Sun has to fulfill that promise. So what you have to do, you have to find out what is that you have promised and you have not fulfilled. That has to be fulfilled. You have to do your duty. You have to complete your responsibility. You cannot run away when Sun is in the sign of Taurus. Because on one hand, Sun will find Saturn sitting in the Dharma house of the Sun. So Dharma of the Sun is being guarded by the Dharmaraj Shani. On the other hand, the sixth lord, which is Prarabdha, is in the first house. That means it is with Sun. Also, one more thing, the solar eclipse will also happen in the sign of Taurus when Sun will cross over Rahu at this time frame. Lunar eclipse will happen on the sign of Scorpio, where Ketu is placed. So on one hand, Rahu and Ketu are the darkness. On the other hand, Sun and Moon are the dispeller of darkness. It's a continuous fight between good and the bad. It's a Devasur Sangram going on here. So it's more like a battlefield scenario where Venus and Mercury tries to provide some relief. So you can pray to Mahalakshmi and Durga, and you can chant Mahishasur Mardini Stotra. You can chant Hanuman Kavach, because that shielding is necessary at this time frame. To get the maximum positive result, you need to find out which house has Leo in your own horoscope. Try to work maximum towards the attributes of that house. For example, if Leo is in your second house, work towards your family. If Leo is in your 10th house, work towards your career. If Leo is in your 6th house, you need to fulfill your prarabdha, the duties, the loans has to be repaid, and you need to protect yourself from the enemies. In that way, you can actually ascertain how the Sun is going to decide in this particular transit. Then the Navamsha, Sun is in the Capricorn Navamsha, which is guarded by Shani, which is guarded by Saturn. So definitely the entry of the Sun in the Taurus zodiac sign is impacted by the presence of Saturn. On the other hand, there will be a time when Sun will be moving into the Gemini Navamsha. That particular period of Gemini Navamsha should be carefully dealt with. Those 4-5 days when Sun is crossing the Gemini from Taurus to the sign of Cancer in the Navamsha, you have to protect yourself. You have to consider that this particular movement can bring chaos. No kind of argument should be made on that day. Decision should be kept aside. Those days must be utilized in praying to Lord Shiva, in praying to Surya, Gayatri Mantra. You can chant Aditya Hridaya Stotram also. It's not like your life will stop on that day. It's not like that. But the energies are conflicting in nature. Sun, Rahu and Saturn, you can imagine it's a huge conflict. Conflict of karma, conflict of desire, and conflict of ego and prestige. Those clashes. So you have to choose one. So you must choose what is right for you at that point of time, what you should do. That's called dharma. So dharma will reign supreme in this time frame. Because it is apart from the Dhan Bhav, Kutumbha Bhav, Taurus is also called as Dhana Bhav in general. So financial decisions should be taken very carefully at this point. Any decision related to career should be taken very carefully. You can start something new, but then you should be very, very patient and you should fulfill your dharma. For example, what is dharma? Suppose you are starting a business or you want to move to a job. Are you fully equipped with that job, for that job? Are you prepared for that? If you're not prepared, don't try something out of thin air. Rahu might make you do that. Rahu might aggravate Venus in a way that you might get totally influenced by the attraction of the object, attraction of that desire, attraction of the goal that you want to be. But the practicality has to come. You have to check whether it is feasible for you or not, if you are capable of achieving that or not. And that might shatter your confidence because Sun's presence might trigger some sort of, it will give you the light towards the weak areas of your life. The weak areas might be visible in this time frame, but don't get depressed, don't get sad, because only when you are able to see the weak areas of life is when you can work for it. Mars is ready to help you, Saturn is ready to help you. Now if you see a very powerful aspect for the sun, why I'm saying that sun has to fulfill the prarabdha, there is a reason for that. If you see, Saturn has an exalted aspect on the sign of Libra. On top of that, Mars protects or defends the loss of Libra. And Mars has an interaction with Saturn with the 8th aspect. So this means that the 5th and the 6th house from the sign of Leo is getting impacted highly by the presence of Martian and Saturnian energies. And see which nakshatra Mars is in. Adra nakshatra, definitely a nakshatra of transformation. And Saturn goes retro in Shravan nakshatra. The moment Saturn goes retro, it will try to drag this entire Scorpio house to the back, and this will also drag all the aspects. This will also create turbulence in Libra, Cancer, and Pisces moon sign. If you see, all are soft zodiacs. Libra, Cancer, and Pisces are soft zodiacs, and out of these zodiacs, all are Upchaya houses. Upchaya houses means houses which are related to finances. 3rd house, 6th house, and 11th house. All these houses are Upchaya houses. So finances will have to be dealt in a very different way. So if you are making any investment, you have to be careful. Now from the investment of money is definitely on one side, the investment of efforts, investment of emotions, that is also of great importance, because that is also something you have to watch out for. The day when the sun transit happens, it is Ashtam Dhaya, because moon will be posited in the sign of Gemini. That means moon is not able to see the position of Saturn. So this means that your mind will not be in your control, and the ego can overtake that particular mindset of yours, which can cause chaotic reaction in your mind, and you will be compelled to take decisions out of sheer frustration or ego, which you are not willing to take. You need to calm down, and meditation and chanting mantras of Hanuman will be the greatest key here to control the mind. And while you're controlling this mind, while you're getting frustrated, the mantras will keep the sanity, will make the sanity check, and it will keep you calm. It's not that negative, but there are elements of this transit, and the events that happens in this particular month is giving us a small warning that we have to take great control. Now sun is the soul. If sun is going in that house, obviously it is in a positive sense with the sign of Leo, and with Jupiter blessing the 6th house and the 2nd house from the sun, this gives us a hope. So this, I will call this transit as a transit of hope. This transit will bring a lot of changes in our life. The perspective of life will change. The way we look into ourselves, the way we feel who we are, will change because of this transit. This is very spiritual, very karmic, and a transit of transformation, I will say that. Instead of taking the negative, try to find out what are your weak points and convert that weak point into positivity, into your strength, into your tool. So the tool of your life this time will be where you are not in your comfort zone. Because when Venus is with Rahu and Sun, it means you should come out of your comfort zone. And this time when you are coming out of the comfort zone, you need to create you need to prepare for a small battle within your life that will make you comfortable for the entire future. So you have to quit a smaller goal, a smaller target, to achieve a bigger goal in life, a bigger target. So that is where the expansion happens in this particular transit. So I hope this transit brings the best out of you, and you make the best use of the solar energy and 2 eclipses that will happen in this time frame. The video of the eclipse will come soon, so do not forget to hit subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you never miss another update. This is your host Puneet. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, namaste.